In the heart of war-torn Ukraine, where every second counts and every machine could mean the difference between victory and defeat, a bold initiative is taking shape. A German industrial giant, Rheinmetall, is quietly reshaping the logistics of war, bringing battlefield repairs closer to the front lines than ever before. This unprecedented move could change the game entirely, cutting down crucial repair times and giving Ukraine a much-needed edge in its grueling fight against Russian forces. Rheinmetall, the Dusseldorf-based defense conglomerate, has set its sights on establishing a repair hub for German-made tanks and artillery systems deep within Ukraine's war-torn borders. It's a bold move, one that signals a shift in how Western allies are supporting Kyiv's fight against Russia's invasion, a shift driven as much by pragmatism as by necessity. Armin Paperger, Rheinmetall's steely-eyed chief executive, has laid out the vision with the precision of an engineer, a logistical lifeline to deliver spare parts swiftly to a service center on Ukrainian soil, where battle-scarred Marder infantry fighting vehicles, Leopard 1 and Leopard 2 tanks, and heavy artillery like the Panzerhaubitze 2000 will be patched up and sent back to the front lines. The timeline is ambitious. Paperger says the operation could be up and running in a matter of months, but the stakes are even higher. For nearly 3 years, Ukraine's military has leaned heavily on Western-supplied equipment to hold back Russia's grinding advance. German hardware, in particular, has become a cornerstone of Kyiv's arsenal, from the nimble Marder to the formidable Leopard tanks that have rumbled across muddy fields and shattered towns. But war is unkind to machinery. Tanks break down, artillery barrels wear out, and every dented hull or seized engine demands repair. Until now, that repair work has meant a long, costly journey out of Ukraine, to Lithuania, Spain, Poland, or beyond. The process is a logistical nightmare, hauling damaged equipment across borders, through NATO territory, and back again, all while the clock ticks and Russian forces press forward. Rheinmetall's plan to bring the workshop to the war zone could change that calculus entirely. Paperger's announcement comes at a pivotal moment. Ukraine's forces are stretched thin, battered by relentless Russian assaults, and a winter that promises little reprieve. The need for speed, getting equipment back into the fight as quickly as possible, has never been more acute. Establishing a repair hub in Ukraine isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. The German executive has been sparse on details, but the outlines are clear. A logistical route is being mapped out, a pathway to funnel spare parts from Rheinmetall's factories in Germany to the front lines. The goal is to create a self-sustaining ecosystem where mechanics can wrench life back into the hulks of Leopard tanks and Marder vehicles without the delays of international transit. It's a vision that blends industrial might with wartime urgency, and it's already begun to take shape. Last year, Rheinmetall took its first steps into this uncharted territory, setting up repair and maintenance operations for the Marder in Ukraine. The move was a proof of concept, a test of whether German engineering could adapt to the chaos of an active conflict zone. By all accounts, it worked. The Marders, agile and heavily armed, have been a vital asset for Ukrainian infantry, and keeping them operational without shipping them abroad has saved precious time. Now, the company is ready to scale up, bringing the full weight of its expertise to bear on the heavier Leopard tanks and the Panzerhaubitze 2000, a self-propelled howitzer that has rained destruction on Russian positions. The expansion isn't just a technical challenge, it's a statement of intent from a company that has long straddled the line between industrial powerhouse and reluctant arms supplier. Rheinmetall's history is a complicated one. Founded over a century ago, it cut its teeth building artillery for the Kaiser's armies, then retooled for the Nazi war machine in the 1930s and 40s. After World War II, it reinvented itself, focusing on civilian products before creeping back into the defense sector as Cold War tensions simmered. Today, it's a global player, its logo stamped on everything from tank turrets to truck axles. But the war in Ukraine has thrust it into a new spotlight. Germany, once hesitant to arm Kyiv for fear of escalating the conflict, has shifted its stance under Chancellor Olaf Scholz, greenlighting deliveries of advanced weaponry. Rheinmetall has been at the forefront of that effort, churning out vehicles and munitions to bolster Ukraine's defenses. Yet production is only half the battle. Keeping that equipment running is the other, and it's here that the company is doubling down. The current system for repairing German hardware is a patchwork of international cooperation. In Lithuania, a repair hub run by Rheinmetall and Krauss-Maffei Wegmann, a fellow German defense firm, has taken on the Panzerhaubitze 2000 and Leopard 2 tanks. The facility, known as Lithuania Defense Services, opened its doors in June 2022, a joint venture born of necessity as Ukraine's need for heavy weaponry surged. Perched near the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad, it's a strategic outpost, staffed by technicians who have become adept at resurrecting battle-damaged machines. Meanwhile, in Spain, the company Santa Barbara Sistemas has handled repairs for the Leopard 2A4, an older variant of the tank that Ukraine has pressed into service. And in Poland, the state-owned defense firm PGZ signaled its readiness in 2023 to take on Leopard 2 repairs, adding another node to this sprawling network. Each of these efforts has played a role in sustaining Ukraine's war machine, but they share a common flaw: distance. Moving a tank from the Donbass to Lithuania or Spain is no small feat. It requires secure transport routes, coordination across borders, and time that Ukraine doesn't have. A Leopard 2, weighing over 60 tons, isn't something you sling onto a flatbed and drive away. The journey can take weeks, factoring in customs, repairs, and the return trip. For artillery, like the Panzerhaubitze 2000, the process is even more complex. Its sophisticated electronics and hydraulics demand specialized care. Lithuania has shouldered much of that burden, its proximity to Ukraine making it a logical choice. But even there, the round trip eats into Kyiv's operational tempo, leaving gaps on the battlefield that Russia is quick to exploit. That's where Rheinmetall's Ukrainian gambit comes in. By planting a repair center inside the country, the company aims to slash those turnaround times dramatically. A tank knocked out near Kharkiv could be towed to a nearby facility, patched up with parts shipped directly from Germany, and returned to the fight in days rather than months.